morning, dear learners, and welcome to our Google Classroom for another edition of our online learning. Today, we shall be talking about the importance of rivers as well as the problems created by rivers. I call on you to pay attention and listen very well so that at the end we will ask the necessary questions. Thank you very much.
So we are going to present our work as follows. We have the introduction, which will be followed by the review of our previous lesson. After that, we shall have the objective of this lesson. From there, we shall have the presentation proper. And then, most importantly, the uses of rivers as well as the problems caused by rivers. We shall end with our conclusion, and I will give you an assignment. That said, let us go to our introduction. So in our last lesson, we talked about lakes, and we define lakes as that is completely surrounded by land. From there, we talk about the types of lakes, and if you can remember, we said there were two main types of lakes, which are natural lakes and artificial lakes. And we went further to classify the various types of artificial lakes and natural lakes while giving examples. We also gave the uses of lakes. Some of them include the provision of potable water, some of them used as transportation means, amongst others. And today, what are you expected to know as our objectives of the lesson? You are expected by the end of this lesson, you should be able to identify the uses of rivers and therefore take the necessary measures to protect our rivers. Secondly, you are also expected to identify the problems caused by rivers and therefore adopt certain preventive measures. Concerning the lesson of today, we are talking about the uses of rivers. Rivers are very important, and the first importance of rivers to man is that rivers are a means of transportation. You know that rivers like River Sanaga, River Benue, and River Lugun are all used as a means of transporting people and goods. Another importance of rivers to man is that rivers are used for fishing. Rivers are used for fishing activities. People use rivers for catching fish and other sea or aquatic animals. We have rivers like River Lugun in the north and also River Shari, which are used for fishing. Rivers provide water for drinking and other domestic uses. You know that rivers, like example like River Mungo, River Nyong. River Mungo is actually the river where we supplies drinking water for the population of Douala, and River Nyong also supplies drinking water to the population of Yaoundé. We can also say that rivers provide water for irrigation, and we can give the example of River Benue in the northern part of Cameroon. Rivers provide building and construction materials such as sand. Sand is extracted from the River Sanaga, which is used for construction. Now we are going to say that dams are also constructed on rivers to generate hydroelectricity power. For example, a Edea Dam is constructed on River Sanaga, and the Lagdo Dam is constructed on River Benue. All of these are used for the generation of electricity. We shall now look into the various pictures. Look at the images below and tell me the various importance or the uses of rivers. Look at this picture. You can see that this picture represents the importance of transportation. That was very good. You can also say that look at this use. What of this use? This picture illustrates another importance of rivers. Rivers are used for irrigation. As you can see, this is somebody who has used the water that is available to irrigate crops. You can say that look at this. People are transporting sand, removing sand from water. So rivers are also used for the extraction of sand. That is very good. Now we can talk about another importance of river. What is this? This is a dam. It's a dam that has been constructed on a river to generate electricity. And so this is dam construction, which was also another importance of a river. So let's talk about the problems now that are caused by rivers. Rivers are not only important, rivers cause a series of problems to man. And some of these importance or some of these problems that are caused by rivers to man include the fact that rivers spread diseases. All of you know about waterborne diseases. They spread diseases like cholera, like dysentery, typhoid, as well as what river blindness, or what is popularly known as onchosiasis. We can talk about rivers also causing flooding, especially after heavy rains or when people deposit their waste on rivers, leading to the damage of property, loss of life. So rivers are also causing flooding, especially after it rains heavily or when people deposit their waste, thereby blocking the passage of the river. Rivers, some people and industries use rivers as a dumping grounds for their waste, thereby causing pollution. This kind of pollution is known as water pollution. We can also say that rivers reduce farmlands, especially when flooded. Yes, when a river is flooded, it extends into the land and people are not able to cultivate again to the level where they used to cultivate, thereby reducing the farmlands. These are some of the problems that rivers cause to man. Let's now look at the images here and also do that we did before as far as the uses are concerned. Here are the problems. You look at the image and you tell me the problem concern. What is this? You can see that this is pollution. This is pollution. People deposit their waste anyhow. They deposit their waste in rivers, thereby causing what is known as water pollution. I hope that all of you are not disposing your waste in water. Make sure that you look for a dustbin provided by Hisakam in order to dispose your waste, or you recycle them. This is actually pollution. You can also talk about flooding. Look at this. This is flooding. This occurs after heavy rains, and you can see that most of the houses are in water. Most of the houses are in water. Look at what is happening. It is actually bad. So if you want to, I believe you will not want to see your house being flooded like this. So you've got to take necessary measures in order to avoid flooding by disposing of your waste at the right place. We can also talk in our conclusion now. We are going to answer some questions. First, I want you to name 4 main rivers in Cameroon. We have been talking about rivers, rivers, rivers. Yes, we know the rivers in Cameroon. Now, state 5 uses of rivers to people. Of what importance are rivers to people? You need to talk about that. Then, you also state 3 problems caused by rivers to people. Rivers are not only important, but they are also a problem. I want you to state their problems, 3 of them. And as your assignment, I would like you to answer this question. Write a letter to a friend who is always disposing his or her waste on rivers. Write telling him or her why this is not good. Like I said before, our assignment is that you should write a letter to a friend who is always disposing his or her waste on rivers. Write telling him or her why this activity is not good.
Thank you, dear learners, for having listened to our lesson. I hope you understood. Make sure that you do your assignments and continue to stay safe against coronavirus. Wash your hands, remember to sanitize them, and most importantly, stay at home. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.